All right, shalom. This is Kanaksa by Yashala from the Lions in the Yashala camp. First and foremost, I'd like to say Kah Halayim Ma Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Habakakadash my mom. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. This is Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. It says, Be not deceived, Yahweh is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. All right, so I'm bringing this out because there was a conversation that was had at my job today on, like, between me and the Edomite on who should pay for the sins of the father. And so I explained it to him scripturally in the Bible. And of course he disagreed. But at the end of the day, I'm like, who should pay for the sins of the father? And I'm like, in your opinion, who should pay for it, you know? And like, he never really gave a definitive answer on to who he feels like should pay for it. But the thing about it is, what I was explaining to him is how, you know, our people, even though they say slavery is over with, but the mere history or remembrance of slavery is thrown in our face daily. With the way with people being able to live freely in America the way they have and enjoy the luxuries here in America, and all that was done, America wouldn't be America if it wasn't for the backs of blood, sweat, and tears that was shedded by the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which had their whole livelihood taken from them. So who is supposed to pay for that? The individuals that are reaping benefits off of it should, which are going to be those same individuals that did it. That's why it was said in the scriptures that sins shall follow the third and the fourth generation, because those are the same individuals that are back here on this earth. All right, so the Most High Yahweh is not mocked. He might be slow to anger, but he is not mocked. All right, and it says, "Whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap." All right, Galatians 6:8. It says, "For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption." Right, and that's what Esau does, sows according to his flesh. He enlarges his desires as hell and is as death. So he's sowing to his flesh and feeding his pride with the riches he's gaining, with his greed, as he soweth corruption in the earth. All right, it says, "But he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." Right. So if you into this truth, you gonna sow according to the Spirit. According to the flesh, because that's gonna lead you straight down the path of destruction and trying to, be conformed to this world, because this world is of the flesh. It's not of the Spirit. The Spirit condemns this world. The Spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And if you sow unto that, that's what you shall reap, everlasting life. So it's basically sowing unto wisdom, but pride gets in the way of wisdom. Pride gets in the way of wisdom of 2/3 of our people in these other nations, right? Because they all sow according to the flesh. All right, and it says, "And let us not be weary." This is Galatians 6:9. It says, "And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." So that's what gives us more endurance and power to get out here and do this work and condemn this devil and let him know that what he's sowing in what he's sowing in the earth, that's what he's gonna reap. Corruption, and telling 2/3 of our people they're gonna reap that same corruption. Okay. I'm not gonna make this too long. I kind of it was a heated conversation, but I'm just get straight to the point and bring out some scriptures and just leave it at that. Esau is going to get what he's going to get, regardless of how he feels about it and what his philosophy is upon it anyway. So let me just get straight to the point. This is Job chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "Remember, I pray thee, whoever perish, who slacking. Remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? Right. So if now mind you, you have bad things that have happened to good people, but you never know what their sins were in the past. So there's never been an unjust favor done unto man unto man. So you get whatever you sow into the earth, that's what you shall reap. Bottom line. All right. So that goes all the way back in the beginning, speaking with Cain and Abel. Yahweh told them, in the beginning, hey, why is your countenance changed? Let me get it. This is Genesis 4:6. Um uh all right, let's get straight to the point. Genesis 4:4. It says, and Abel, because this is when Cain and Abel brought their offerings to Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, it says, and Abel, he also brought of the firstling of his flock and of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel and his offering. But unto Cain and his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth in his countenance. Right. So, you know, and that's Esau pissed off today because he can't get his birthright back, though he sought it with tears. So he was wroth, and he said the days of mourning his father are at hand. But then, after his days of his mourning his father are over, he shall slew his brother Jacob. And he's still trying to do that to this day. All right. It says, verse 6, it says, and the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen? All right. It says, if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over, rule over him. All right. So the devil, Satan, has to possess the mind of Edom, or Esau is the physical counterpart of Satan, and he's doing all the desires of Satan. That's why the Lord said, "Ye are of your father the devil; the lust of the works of your father ye shall do." He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in truth. So, and that's talking about Cain at that point. From it came to Esau, the same spirit. All right. So if you do good in the eyesight of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, that's what you shall reap. But if you do bad, well, there you go. You know what's going to happen next. All right, going back to Job chapter 4. This is Job chapter 4, verse 8. It says, even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness shall reap the same. Right. And that's what Esau has coming to him. Matter of fact, let's get to the nitty gritty. I was going to sugarcoat it a little bit, but no, let's get to the nitty gritty. All right. Those that sow wickedness shall reap the same. All right. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 10. It says, first start at verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. All right. So if you're able to perceive these dark sayings, these parables that are written in the Bible, right, then you'll have an understanding of what's to come and why it's coming. All right. And who's who on this earth. All right. It says, he that leadeth into captivity, verse 10, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's a patience in the faith of the saints. All right, so going back to Job chapter 4, verse 8, all right, that's the patience in the faith of the saint. Man, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. All right. Job chapter 4 started 7 again. It says, remember, I pray thee, whoever perished being innocent, or where were the righteous cut off? All right, and that's what the righteous are hoping for, waiting for, the redemption of what we went through, the payback for the ones that led us into captivity and that killed us with the sword. That is the patience of the faith of the saints. All right? All right, verse 8, it says, even as I have seen they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. By the blast of Yahweh they perish, and by the breath of his nostrils are they consumed. All right, the Lord is a consuming fire, but that breath is the truth that's coming out on the elect and exposing this devil for all the wickedness and atrocities that he has done over many years, and all the lies and manipulation that he's and hypocrisy that he's done over the years. All right. So, with that being said, the Lord is destroying the devil inside out, and he's gonna fall to his own demise. All right. It says, pride cometh before destruction, the haughty spirit before a fall. His pride is getting away, and that's pride to make you think that you could do this to a nation, as a nation of people do this to another nation, and feel like nothing's gonna happen to you because of that. That's a prideful way of thinking. That's a prideful. That fits their character as human beings, to feel as if like nothing should be done for the atrocities, even if your forefather did do it. You should. Somebody righteous would in their right mind would be like, hey, something has to be done to reconcile this that was done a while ago. You feel me? No matter the time period that it was done. They don't want to even they slaughter the innocent and hold themselves not guilty. All right, but the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is not gonna let them get away with it. This is Nahum chapter 1 verse 2. It says, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. And yes, he does. He revenges those that are his. The Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that make up the children of Israel, and the ones that look like these other nations, right? The speckled bird. Okay? It says, Yahweh is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. Let Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai, take vengeance on his adversaries. And who is his adversaries? The ones that are adverse against the truth. The ones that want to hide the truth and try to say slavery never existed, and they don't want to teach it in the history books. Those are his enemies, all right, his adversaries. All right. It says, and he reserved his wrath for his enemies. Right. Verse 3, it said, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. And that's the point right there. He will not at all acquit the wicked. It doesn't matter if your forefathers are dead in the grave. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, is going to make a way for them to reap the punishment for the wickedness that they sowed in the earth. All right. It says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind and in the storm, and the clouds are the dust of his feet. So that's when the Lord's going to show up when the chariots to reap judgment on this devil that shed the innocent blood of the children of Israel. With that being said, I'd like to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Harikah Kodash Ma'amoth. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth and sincerity and truth. And peace and blessings to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.